Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on NIO on November 29th of this year, when the price of this asset was at $4.45. And at this very point, my main assumption was that we have a quite decent setup with an upside potential of about 22% and a downside potential of less than 4%. And I have to admit that it was a quite risky trade, but guys, take a look right here. We were at this point, as you can see, and we accumulated the position at $4.4 mark. And for now, guys, we are up from the entry point for about 4.5%, and we were at the highest point higher than the entry point by about 9%. And I have to admit that this trade is still on the table. In my technical analysis, I will show you what should we expect next. But for now, guys, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, and if you want to make a decent amount of money out of the stock and crypto market, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, for the first 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. I will do a technical analysis based on your request on any asset that you might find. On top of that, guys, and it is the most lucrative offer, for now there is not so many people inside the Discord group. That is why almost 100% of my time will be dedicated to you. And it is pretty much one-on-one training for the value of $450 a month, but for the fraction of this cost, for just $35 a month. And I think it is quite fair deal.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
So guys, and let's take a look again at its price action. I have to admit that from its swing high at $7.68, this asset lost about 44% of its value to its local bottom. And I have to admit that this range of support was identified by me by connecting several bottoms right here at the very beginning of summer of this year. And for now, this range holds perfectly well. That is why, guys, we still have a chance, decent chance to be substantially profitable on this trade. But everything I will show you in just several minutes. And for now, let's take a look at its fundamentals. First of all, we don't have any updates from analytic firms that is related to the price target of NIO. But we still have the consensus analyst price target according to TipRanks at $6.01, which implies about 30.65% of upside potential, with 8 analysts who suggest to buy, 5 analysts who suggest to hold, and 2 analysts who suggest to sell. And I have to admit that the lowest price target is at $3.9 and the highest price target is $8.9. And I have to admit that, guys, we have a lot of obstacles on the way up for NIO, but at the same time they are trying to do their best. And let me show you the news. First of all, let's take a look at the results. We have China EV insurance registrations for week ending December the 1st, and NIO delivered 4.1 thousand vehicles. Let me first of all show you this chart. NIO brand weekly insurance registrations in China has a slight improvement during the last several weeks, but all in all, guys, it is far behind the targets that was set by this company on week 26 and, for example, on week 22nd. On top of that, they pretty much several times hit the 6,000 vehicles insurance registrations, but for now it is not the best numbers. On top of that, we have an improving numbers for Onvo, the sub-brand of NIO. And I have to admit that, let's take a look right here. So, Onvo launched its first model, the L60, on September 19th, with deliveries beginning on September 28th. NIO delivered 20,575 vehicles in November, up 28.92% from 15.959 vehicles a year earlier, but down 1.91% from 20,976 vehicles in October, according to figures it announced on December the 1st. And guys, I have to admit that on the one hand, this improvement in sales of Onvo shows that potentially it might be much better to make the primary target, to make this segment as a primary target for NIO. despite the fact that in NIO brand itself they have quite a high margin. But again, if you take a look at BYD, and definitely you cannot compare these two companies because of their size. But here you can see that BYD gross margin is in general is around 20% mark. And I have to admit that it was achievable for them because of the scale of the sales. Let me show you that their sales is about 1 million vehicles per quarter, and this is a mind-boggling number. That is why, guys, if NIO breaks this so-called loophole of quite expensive vehicles on the one hand and cheaper vehicles but with the low margin on the other hand, if they break this loophole, it will definitely be a huge improvement in their fundamentals. But so far, guys, if you take a look at the list of institutional investors, so-called smart money investors list, you basically can make a conclusion that except one of the Fidelity branches, other companies pretty much reduced their position in this company. On top of that, guys, the most crucial chart is this one. It is the institutional ownership of NIO depository receipt, and here you can see the lowest level ever for NIO. Despite, for example, the fact that other quite well-known Chinese company, Alibaba, has a very high level for the last several months in this parameter. That is why, guys, NIO has a lot of obstacles on its way to the upside, but from the technical standpoint we still have a chance to hit the target of about $5.4. And let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deeper right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So, guys, in general, from this top we still have we are still in downtrend. Basically, we don't have any breakouts above previous, even the closest swing high. We didn't even break $4.9 mark. We had an attempt to make it, but it reached, let me show you this in details. It hit this level of about $4.8 as the range of resistance. And for now we are still wait a second, for now we are still in this trade, and it might be still quite lucrative and successful, with about 22% of upside potential and about less than 3% of downside potential if you put your stop loss slightly below this range of support. At the same time, guys, you can put your stop loss basically on the green territory with a tiny margin of about 1%, but you have to keep in mind that if this asset retests the range of support for one more time, at least one more time, yes, we have a chance to break it to the downside and hit our major stop loss order at about 4% of downside potential. But we have more chances to hit it if you put it on the green territory. At the same time, guys, despite all the movements, you will be up by by a small margin, let's put it this way, depending on your entry and stop loss order price. And I have to admit that today's session will show a lot. Let's take a look at Chinese, at Hong Kong Stock Exchange. You can see that we have quite a substantial movement to the upside, that from its lowest point, and it is basically the same range of support that I drew on the New York Stock Exchange. This asset was up by 12%, and for now it is up by 8.76%. For now, on today's session in Hong Kong Stock Exchange, it is down by 1.21%. This means, guys, on New York Stock Exchange, we might also see this another leg to the downside. And that is why, guys, it is up to you what to do with your position. Everything is on the table. We have about 20% of upside potential with quite substantial risks, but these risks will not exceed the 4% of losses. And yes, Chinese companies have a lot of problems with the Donald Trump's administration, but so far the only thing that we can see on the market is the volatility of Chinese stocks. And volatility is the best friend of a trader. That is why, guys, you can trade this stock on a daily basis, and that is why, guys, subscribe to my channel if you want to know more about this type of trades. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God